and that's it. Those are our only options. In other words, 3 and 4 and 7 and 8 can never go through the same doors. You get it now? As Santa finished, June looked over at Junpei, tears welling up at the corner of her eyes. Oh no. You're saying we aren't going to see each other again for a long time? Junpei felt just as June did. He wanted to be at her side through whatever trials they were preparing to face. But he knew if they were to survive, he had to swallow his feelings. In order for the 6 of them to move forward, he and June had to be separated. He looked at June. He was scared to lose her, but he steeled his resolve, and did his best to smile. Hey, come on, you're making it sound like we're never going to see each other again. We gotta split up, but only for a while. This is just like when we went into the 4 and 5 doors, remember? We got split up then too, but we all met back up. I'll bet 7 and 8 are just like that. You mean they're connected somewhere? Yeah, probably. Probably? She didn't sound very hopeful. It was 7 that interjected. I'm sure they're gonna connect somewhere. Why? What makes you think so? If they don't connect, neither team can get through door 9. In other words, the game would end right here. Zero's been on top of his shit so far. I don't think he'd blow it now. I'm damn sure that son of a bitch wants to have his fun as long as possible. He's not going to end this game until we get through the 9 door. June said nothing. The tears were gone, but her eyes were still sad as they looked at Junpei. He met them, and with what reassurance he could manage, laid his hand gently on her shoulder. Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna see each other again. I promise. June bit her lip and gave an almost imperceptible nod. Yes. Promise? Her voice was barely above a whisper. Santa's voice shattered the moment. Yawn, you guys are done, right? He stretched and continued. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Clover and I will both go into separate groups. I figure I'll take 7 and Clover can take 8. Any problems with that, Clover? Clover looked away and was silent for a moment. Whatever. It was more of a dismissal than an agreement, but Santa didn't seem to care. Alright, we're ready to go then. Let's move. At Santa's command, the group split and headed for their respective doors. Santa, 7 and June walked toward door 7, while Clover, Lotus and Junpei headed for door 8. For a long moment they stood in front of the door. Then Lotus laid her hand against her chest and turned to Junpei and Clover. Are you ready? Yeah. Yes. And shall we go? I just want to keep an eye on her for whatever it is she's playing. The door had opened. A narrow hallway stretched out before them. Lotus and Clover leapt through the door. The moment they did, their bracelets beeped. The detonators in the bracelet had been activated. Junpei stepped forward to follow them. But as he was about to step over the threshold, he stopped. He looked to his left, toward door 7. June stood there, a mirror image of Junpei. She turned and looked towards him. Their eyes met. They nodded. Their farewell took almost 15 seconds. Was it 15 or 1.5? I kind of missed that. Then someone took hold of Junpei's arms and hauled him boldly through the door. Boldly through the door? He heard the sound of the numbered door slammed shut behind him. His bracelet gave a cold electronic beep. 81 seconds left. Hurry! Lotus snapped at him and ran to the dead. Junpei and Clover followed her as fast as he could. I was thinking that wasn't going to work for a second. Phew, it stopped. With a shaking hand, she wiped a few beads of sweat from her forehead. Clover, however, was calm, aloof perhaps. Pointless. She muttered to herself without emotion and began to walk down the hallway, leaving behind a confused Junpei and Lotus. Lotus watched the girls receding back with a mixture of frustration and curiosity. What an unpleasant girl. I bet she's not very popular with the boys. Oh, I hate being with her. Already. Her sarcasm seemed a little more biting than was perhaps necessary, but she sighed and started after the younger girl. After taking a moment to catch his breath, Junpei followed. The hallway made a number of turns before at last coming to a dead end. Set into the wall on the left side was a large iron door. For a few minutes they stood in front of the door examining it. Laboratory. Above the door was a plate with the word laboratory engraved on it. A laboratory, huh? That doesn't sound very pleasant. I don't like the looks of this place. Me either, but there aren't any other doors. It's not like we have a lot of choices. Junpei, huh? Please, you first. This bitch. Junpei suspected her politeness was motivated by something other than respect. I'm thinking that too. Goof. Junpei muttered to himself and pushed open the iron door. His first steps inside were tentative and careful, but as he examined the room it became clear that there was no imminent danger. Lotus followed them in, and Clover brought up the rear. The room they found themselves in was divided into two separate areas by a curved wall. A thick glass window built into that wall made it possible to see into the other side of the division. Junpei walked to the window and looked through. What the hell? He wasn't sure what else to say. Looks like a crash test dummy. In the center of the room, shaped like a quarter circle, a mannequin lay on what looked like a medical exam table. That looks so creepy. Junpei jumped a little. He hadn't noticed Lotus come up next to him. You don't think that thing is gonna suddenly sit up or something, do you? Well, I don't know. I mean, look at all those cables sticking out of it. If we press the wrong button, I don't know. Stop it. Just thinking about it, it's terrifying. She was gripping her arms, the knuckles on her hands white. It was then that Junpei noticed Clover. She was still standing near the entrance of the room. Her face had the appearance of calm, but it was drawn and somehow sad. There was something almost pitiful about her. Junpei walked over to her and, as kindly as he could, spoke. You okay? Clover looked away. What are you talking about? What? I'm just worried about you. You've been real quiet. What? I can't be quiet if I want to. Well, I mean, of course you can, I just... Okay then, if I can be quiet, if I want, just leave me alone, okay? Come on, you know I can't do that. We've got to work together. Clover bit her lip, almost silent for a moment, then suddenly, Junpei, you just don't get it. Her cry took Junpei by surprise, and he stumbled backwards a few steps, alarmed. My brother's not the kind of person who'd just leave me behind. Something happened to him. Something bad. Junpei had nothing to say. Lotus, jolted from her mannequin nightmares by Clover's voice, turned towards them. What happened? Clover's eyes slid to Lotus, then back to Junpei. Look, just don't bother me, okay? Leave me alone. Finished, she turned around. Before Junpei or Lotus could say anything, Clover had begun to walk quickly away. Hey! Wait, Clover! Hold on! You might as well have been talking to a wall, for all the notice she took of his cries. Not even slowing down, she made for a doorway cut in the wall in front of her. Without even slowing down, she passed through the doorway. Oh boy.